today. From Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, it's Week 5 of the NFL on EA Sports. Trubisky and the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on Russell Wilson and the Denver Broncos.
Right at the convergence of the Three Rivers on Art Rooney Drive, we welcome you to Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. This was the scene just a few moments ago as the Pittsburgh faithful were fired up by the hometown Steelers taking the field. They're all set as they'll match up with the Denver Broncos. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, we look at this Steeler ball club entering play. And they've lost 3 straight here, and it goes without saying, I guess, they could certainly use a win.
And how do they get a win? Because they've lost 3 straight, I think it's paramount that they get a fast, clean start to this game.
The first quarter of the season already in the rear-view mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports. No run back here on the opening kickoff as we'll start at the 25. So the Steelers offense getting set for their first drive. And leading him out from UNC in his 5th season, it's Mitchell Trubisky.
He had the numbers of a game last week that if you win, you talk about him being a gritty guy, managing the game, getting it done. But they lost. So obviously 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown pass, that's not going to be good enough. Got to get that changed around.
Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. Umpire through the flag usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpires get different responsibilities.
And the Broncos get there and take him down. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's 2nd down.
Well, we knew coming in it was going to be a long afternoon if they weren't able to hold up against this pass rush, huh?
What we didn't know was that protection was going to spring a leak on the first play from scrimmage.
Got after him right out of the gate.
They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
So they give up the completion there, but defensively, Charles, you're going up against a quarterback here who's had some moments, but really a lot of ups and downs in the early part of his career. What's the plan against a guy like this?
Well, you want to rattle him first and foremost. Bring some people at him, a couple extra guys in the pocket, see if he can handle it. The second thing, you want to make him think. Show him one look, go to another, disguise a few things, make him throw into what you call your defensive traps, and try and make some good plays on the ball and get a few takeaways.
It'll be a 44-yard punt. The return goes for 8. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by a 7-time Pro Bowl quarterback in his 10th NFL season now. That's Russell Wilson.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense and hopefully springs a receiver or 2 free.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
Now, those are the ones that hurt defensively. You do everything right. Excellent pressure, good coverage downfield, and then he slips out the back door and turns it into a nice gain.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. And a nice little start as he's able to get this up to the 28. Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2. Play action. Now Wilson. Got a man open. It's Sutton. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line.
2nd and short. That's a rundown, so it's definitely a good time to go play action if you're feeling it. And they do so and pick up a first down.
Quick hitter here. It's complete. Touchdown. Jerry Jeudy, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Broncos have taken the early lead. Well, you've got to like that start on both sides of the football. You force the 3 and out, and then you score on your first drive.
Well, I know someone who doesn't like that start.
Well, yeah, the other side.
Yeah, they don't like that at all, right? This is not the way it's supposed to be. But what you just described, that's team football, all right? When you get a 3 and out, you're supposed to take advantage of it on the offensive side of the ball. You said, thank you very much for getting us the rock. Let's put it in the end zone, and they did exactly that.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Olszewski going to hold on to this one. Touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. It was the safety blitz that ultimately did the job, and they're going to credit him with a sack. So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13. Play action. Now Trubisky. Here's Johnson with a reception. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A big connection on that one. 30 yards. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. From midfield now, here's Trubisky. On the move to his left. A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. Play action. It's Trubisky. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Randy Gregory in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that will lead to 4th down.
Well, that was their 3rd sack of the ball game. 2nd in the league in sacks coming into this one. They're planning on making it a race to the top, aren't they?
Absolutely. They're looking up at that top spot, but they might be looking down at the 2nd spot pretty soon. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. This one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
Yeah, this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. They'll give it to Gordon out of the shotgun. And down he'll go at the 25. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
2nd and 10 now. Wilson to Gordon out left. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
Well, it's almost as if they didn't leave the field after their first drive. They picked right up where they left off. Another good throw there. And this offense, humming here in the early going.
And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. Only needing 2 yards on 2nd down. Now they run from the gun with Gordon. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there. And now 4th down. in their own territory, needing only a few inches. They're going to line up to go for this thing on 4th down. Well-executed 4th down conversion.
Yeah, I know this will surprise you. I've actually done a little bit of reading lately, and all the analytics say that you should go for it more on 4th down. I think someone has referred back to their analytics coach. Maybe he's got a pipeline into the booth because that was a really good play call.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Wilson. Again, he targets Judy, and this time the catch made. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. On 1st down, Wilson. Right back to Judy, and it's complete. And he's going to be down at the 35. Gain of 7. On 2nd down, they'll run with Gordon. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 43 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Here's Gordon. Gordon loses the football. It's loose. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. Obviously, you got to hold on to the football, but I've got to give credit to the defense there. Good job of knocking it free.
Yeah, because a lot of the time we just blame the offensive players for not taking care of it. How about the effort of the defensive players knowing that guys are going to, and if they're good, anticipate the contact coming and try and cover up the football. And they still find ways to knock it free.
They'll start the drive with Harris. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Now Trubisky to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Harris. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Trubisky. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
2020 was a strong draft for receivers, and the Steelers got an excellent one in the 2nd round in Chase Claypool out of Notre Dame. 11 total touchdowns last year. Among rookies, only Jonathan Taylor of the Colts had more.
And with a flag down, he goes down. So they're able to sack him. Now the penalty looks like it could be holding. Let's find out. So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49. A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on 3rd down. Now it's Trubisky. He'll drop it underneath here to Snell. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
But they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another 1st down. They got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
No gain on the play there. 2nd down. They hand this off to Harris. And he'll slice his way down to the 30 with a pickup of 7.
That's why the guy with the headsets is down there. All right, they know what they're doing because they got stuffed on a running play on 1st down. And I think myself and probably the fans were saying throw the football in this situation. But he knew what he was doing, called another run, and now they've got 3rd and short.
2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. They'll throw on 1st down with Trubisky. Johnson with a completion over the middle. And the Steelers are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line. A chance now to get even before the break as they come up 1st and goal. Throwing here, Trubisky. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sacked back around the 8. Draymond Jones in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. 2nd down and goal. Trubisky to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
On 3rd and goal, Trubisky. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Pat Freiermuth with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Steelers are an extra point away from tying this thing up. No surprise there. 3rd and goal down here. That's where they're going to look for their tight end.
Yeah, you want that big guy running his routes because it doesn't matter who they cover him with. If it's another big guy, he might use his bulk against him. If it's a shorter defender, might go over the top. Either way, you tend to find a little bit of a mismatch in that area.
Chris Boswell now for the extra point. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. So that was a 13-play drive in total. So we're even at 7 now as they kick it away. And it ends with the Steelers finding the end zone. Hamler now to return it. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Now, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there. Forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. To throw again on 2nd down. Wilson, throw right side is going to be caught by Judy. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Wilson. Got a man, it's Judy, complete. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Got an open man here, and it's K.J. Hamler. And he will have a Broncos 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this 1st half. Meanwhile, Wilson's throw here into the hands of the receiver, Judy. And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
Now the Broncos going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. From the red zone now, here's Wilson on 1st down. That's going to be caught by Judy. And able to get this down inside the 15 to either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the 1st half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. And McManus able to put it through, and that will do it for this 1st half. So we come upon halftime with the visiting Broncos taking the lead to the locker room. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you, too, in just a bit. But first, let's get everybody caught up with what's going on around the NFL here in Week 5. We'll begin up at U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. And it's the Vikings who are out in front. Dalvin Cook has scored a touchdown there. From there, we'll head to Washington to check out the football team at home at FedEx Field. And for the moment, they trail the visiting Saints in that one. Jameis Winston has thrown a touchdown pass. Finally, let's get down to Houston. Check on the Texans at home at NRG Stadium. And they currently trail in that game against the visiting Patriots. It's Mac Jones with a touchdown pass there. In our game has been Russell Wilson, who was dynamic, as usual, in that first half. His guys lead, though by only a field goal. Still anybody's game, as we send it back to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. A good, tight football game thus far. 10-7 the score as we resume action on EA Sports. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And they're going to have good starting field position. He's out of bounds, but not before he's across the 35. So that will push him back.
And now we know why I had a little extra space to run, don't we? An illegal block in the back, that penalty will move them back.
Now a handoff. This is Gordon. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 15.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down. Well, the terrible towels here at Heinz Field out in full force. Here's third and long. On third down, Wilson. And a quick throw here, that's complete. He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. A big play there on the catch and run.
Third and long always tilts to the defense. And I just remember as a player how many times it was hammered into my head. Know where the sticks are and get him down in front of it. But sometimes what happens is you worry about where that is much more than the person who has the ball. And on that play, they didn't have enough focus on him. And somehow he turned a short pass into a first down.
And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line. They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. And he will have a Broncos first down, and comfortably so, as he gets 5 there on 3rd and a yard. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 47. Here's Wilson. Escaping the pressure right. Underneath, pulled in by Tomlinson. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Wilson. Flush to his right. Well, it's a shuffle pass, and it's complete. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. And the ball on the 30. Here's 2nd and 4. Here's Wilson to throw. On the slant, completes to Sutton. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 20-yard line. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. They'll roll him out right. And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
They'll try and run it. Here's Gordon. And he gets the first down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense gets a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4. On 2nd and goal, standing alone in the backfield is Williams. They go play action with Wilson. And quickly, he just gets that ball out of there. Not quite sure what he was doing, and here comes the flag. In the the pocket, chucked it away, flag comes down.
So you got to move a little bit, right? Know where you are on the field, have some awareness. Tackle to tackle. You got to get outside of that tackle box in order to get that done.
And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this third and long play as we'll get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. On 3rd and goal, Wilson. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. A big play, but still not enough. Leads to a 4th and goal.
And that big gain may just change the thought process here on 4th down. I think in the red zone, they might now consider going for it on 4th down.
The kick by McManus is good. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
Olszewski going to hold on to this one. Touchback. Mitchell Trubisky on his way out, the subject of our players' spotlight. What can they do now, Charles, to make sure this highlight montage doesn't continue to show more pressure and pressure and pressure?
You feel like it always comes back to leverage, don't you? Who is going to win that battle of the offensive and defensive lines? Low man wins, we talk about that, but we think about it in a running game. Well, guess what? The same thing happens when you're trying to pass protect. Are you low? Are you balanced? Are you in a position where the pass rush won't bowl you over on their way back to the quarterback? They've got to reestablish that in order to try and keep their man upright.
Because they have been bowled over a lot so far in this one. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Trubisky dodges him at the 50. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
And Deontay Johnson has seen his share of targets increase in his first 2 years in the league, and last year finished with 88 catches. Continuing to work on grabbing everything that comes his way. A nice catch there.
5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Final minute now of the third quarter. They run again with Harris. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now a 1st down carry for Harris. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
On 2nd and 12, Trubisky. Man open, that's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 24-yard line. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On 1st down, Trubisky. Another catch for Valdez-Scantling. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. To throw again on 2nd down, Trubisky.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Najee Harris, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And if the Steelers can convert the extra point, they will have the lead. That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line, because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks give them big gifts at the end of the season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Hamler now to return it. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. And coming out now, the Broncos. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the fourth quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Sets up the screen to Gordon. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. On 2nd down now, it's Gordon. It's a 1st down and more for Gordon. And brought down across the 50 to the 49-yard line. 75 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times. So following the run by Gordon, here's 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. He's going to drop this one down to Gordon. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now it's Wilson sliding out of the pocket. And his throw is incomplete.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds a defense. Instead, he thought to himself, I'm a quarterback, I've got to throw it. He bailed out the defense with that incompletion.
That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10. An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
Now Wilson. Flushed out right. And they're going to have themselves another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 20-yard line. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Able to force him out of the pocket right, but still able to complete it. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. To throw again is Wilson, eluding the pressure right. Open man, he completes it to Judy. And the Broncos are going to be set up with a 1st and goal here as the tackle made at the 9. And the question now, how do they want to work the clock here on 1st and goal? A field goal would give them the late lead. Caught on the slant. Touchdown, Broncos. Tim Patrick, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Broncos have retaken the lead. Plenty of scoring here of late, and our lead changes hands now in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, they just gave up a touchdown the other end, so they knew that with time getting short, they had to put something together here, and they were able to do so and retake the lead right back.
So now a big play here as the Broncos will line up to go for 2. Wilson going to throw for it. And it is incomplete, so they can't convert for 2. And now the lead stays at 5. So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst, and if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
Now Trubisky on 1st down. Escaping the pressure right. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Trubisky will throw. Throw left side, taken in by Claypool. And they're able to get this one across the 35. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Trubisky. Right side, Claypool's got it. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. It's another 10 yards on that one and another 1st down. Looking to throw, Trubisky on 1st down. He gets it complete to Harris. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. And you can almost feel Trubisky saying, let's get to the line and hurry up. Flush to his right. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. First down now, but that clock rolling. Throwing now is Trubisky. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the offense will get this one back. Boy, that could have been catastrophic at this late stage of the game, but they avoid disaster. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Now the Steelers hustling up to the line of scrimmage. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 13-yard line. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game.
From the team now, they work on 1st and 10.
Now it's Trubisky. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. Trubisky to throw. And he's got it. It's caught for a touchdown. And they have taken the lead here in the final seconds.
So for those of little faith, guess what? It got done. They now have the lead with that touchdown this late in the contest. I wonder if that was a play they were holding or a play that they just knew would work from past experience.
Well, I just saw it in their eyes on the sideline before starting that last drive, and they did. You're right. They got it done. Looks like they're going to be the winners. So now Trubisky will lead his guys to the line. They'll go for 2 here. Here's Trubisky. And he's going to go down. Can't get rid of it. So a sack on a 2-point try. So they're unable to stretch it to a 3-point lead. Now you got to be careful on the kickoff because a field goal obviously beats you.
Definitely, and that's why they went for 2. They wanted to make sure a field goal wouldn't beat them. Now they're in a position where they've got to cover well and make sure they don't get into range and put one through the posts.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. So you're right there, but obviously the clock is not your friend. How do you handle this situation?
You're thinking...
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's across for the touchdown, and it's likely the game winner here in the closing stages. Might be seeing that one on the highlight shows tonight. The home run ball here in the 4th quarter to take the lead.
There's nothing like being aggressive, preaching that to your team, and then following through. All the way through. Go ahead and throw one more up there. Why not?
Been a great game, and we are not done yet. Russell Wilson now will bring his guys up to go for 2. They're going to give it to Gordon. And he will get into the end zone for the 2 points. And that helps. That gives them a 7-point lead. And they're able to ground it in there on the 2-point try. And you and I were talking before the game. The 2-point conversions from the 15-16 season, what has changed, what hasn't changed, partner?
Yeah, I'll tell you what's changed is just your normal strategy, because now you're either kicking the football with the ball on the 15-yard line, or if you decide to go for 2, they put it on the 2-yard line. So what are you thinking as a coach? Do I risk it? Do I go for it here? Do I try and gain a strategic advantage and maybe go for 2 early? That's what people are wondering about.
So some drama down to the very end of this ball game, Charles, on that final kickoff. They were hoping to break free, some sort of miracle play, but they couldn't do it.
They had a chance, and that was their only opportunity to try and bring it all the way back. As you noted, they weren't able to get that done, but at least they had the shot. What a tremendous game to be this close and this well contested.
So for the Broncos, they boost their record up to a strong 4-1, and they will get another road